lot of families out there who don't believe boys should play girls' sports.
They're not boys. I'm not going to listen to transphobia at this table. I am not going to listen to you call a trans girl a boy.
Are you going to allow me to finish my explanation?
When you use a word that's a slur, I'm going to interrupt. That's not how it is. They're not boys. They're not boys. They're not playing girls' softball. I'm not going to sit there and listen for a second.
All right, y'all. There's a lot of reasons why Kamala Harris lost the election to Donald Trump. And I think one of the most basic reasons lies within this video that we're about to watch, because Jay Michelson absolutely loses his mind and has a meltdown over a very simple word that you would never even guess to be offensive. But suddenly, it's a slur. And we have to watch what we say when using this word in certain context. This is exactly why the majority of Americans cannot resonate with the Democratic Party. They've completely lost touch with reality. And I don't know what they do. I don't know if the Democrats continue to go down this path of redefining very basic truth, or if they look in the mirror and turn around and try to focus on the people and what actually matters, as opposed to this nonsense that you're about to listen to right here.
I think there are a lot of families out there who don't believe boys should play girls' sports.
They're not boys. I'm not going to listen to transphobia at this table. I am not going to listen to you call a trans girl a boy.
Are you going to allow me to finish my explanation?
When you use a word that's a slur, I'm going to interrupt. That's not how it is. They're not boys. They're not boys. They're not playing girls' softball. I'm not going to sit there and listen to that. Let's reset for a second, because, look.
Okay, hold on. I got to stop. Because all he said was that he believes that there's a lot of American families who don't believe that boys should compete in women's sports or girls' sports. And I think if y'all were to chime in, you would agree with that statement. In fact, as I said in the beginning of the video, the majority of Americans agree with that statement. If they did not, we would have seen a different outcome during the election. So why is that suddenly so offensive? This is what I said is why they've lost track of reality. They're so concerned with redefining truth that they get infuriated when they're confronted with the truth. It's crazy. Now let's see what she's going to say, because I don't know. Let's just see what she's going to say.
This is a really heated issue, right? And Michael, I know you. I know that you understand that people have different views on this. I think out of respect for Jay, let's try to talk about this in a way that is respectful.
Okay, so
which is crazy, because what did he say? And now, granted, this is a very short clip. We don't have complete context of the conversation, but thus far, based on what you've seen, what did he say that was disrespectful? What did he say? Even the woman sitting right next to him said it's not transphobic. So what exactly did he say that was disrespectful?
Let me rephrase this, since I'm being targeted here.
I don't hear that. Just to be clear, you are not being targeted.
I am, but it's okay.
I'm specifically saying that I know that you are not intending to be transphobic.
He should know that I'm not intending. He wants to sit here and bloviate.
I'm saying you're using a phrase
I want to give you an opportunity.
So the way regular people interpret it,
that's not regular people. That's not regular people. There's no consensus that these are actually boys. This whole thing about trans girls is a canard. We're talking about a tiny, tiny sliver of the population.
That may be the
and we're
case,
using
but my point in terms of its effectiveness.
Just get to your point.
My point in terms of its effectiveness. Regular people with children look at these things and they say, you know what? This is a bit too far. I do not agree with this. I don't like this. I think Democrats are going way too much to the left on social issues. They're uncomfortable with it. A lot of people believe that. A lot of families believe that. You may disagree with that reality, but that's why Republicans kept running those ads over and over and over again, because they saw the metrics suggested that they were working.
In those ads over and over again and using rhetoric like you just used, saying this is boys playing girls sports. First of all, we're talking about 5 people in the entire country.
You would prefer?
We're talking about trans girls being allowed to play with the people who are in their gender. And if you don't believe, you don't have to listen to me. Listen to the American Medical Association, the American Psychological Association.
The American Medical Association. This is not about the
guys.
Right? This is about trying.
I mean, obviously, there's a difference between trans girls and girls. If there wasn't, then they would simply just be called girls. But obviously, there's a difference. The trans part of the girl is very important because that means that there's some sort of transition that happened, right? There was some sort of transition, quote unquote, whatever that may look like, whether it's from a hormonal standpoint, they're getting on hormones, or they're actually going through and having the procedure done, whatever that might look like, there's some sort of transition, which means originally that girl was a boy, right? And the thing about it is you can't change that regardless of what you ingest, regardless of what you cut off, you can't change what you were originally born as. It's simply impossible. You cannot change that, right? So obviously, a trans girl is going to have clear physical advantages over girls because trans girl, and no matter how much you try to suppress hormones, you can suppress hormones all you want. No matter how much you try to suppress hormones, a trans girl is still going to have elevated levels of testosterone compared to a girl. It's still, which means you're still going to have an elevated level of muscle mass, which causes a whole world of issues when it comes to competition, especially when it comes to competition in a sports environment. There's a clear advantage. I mean, look at that boxer who everybody was freaking out about during the Olympics, right? And everybody was freaking out. And they were like, yo, this dude is competing against girls in the Olympics and is absolutely annihilating these women in the Olympics to the point where you remember that one match, I forget what country it was, but the girl got hit like one time and she was like, yo, I'm not doing this. And she forfeited. And now it comes out that he is actually a he. And so it's like, bro, you see, there's a clear advantage here. There's a clear advantage. Why are we acting like that advantage does not exist? And if anything, if this is the game that you want to play, then you might as well just create a whole new division and just have a whole new division where you have these individuals compete against these individuals, as opposed to putting girls at risk of serious injury by competing against biological males. And the fact that this is an issue and the fact that this is so controversial is exactly why so many people cannot resonate with these types of ideas that are coming out of the Democratic Party. And I don't know what it is, but it's got to be spiritual, because at the end of the day, this is spiritual warfare. You know, it's much deeper than just the flesh. We battle against spirits, and there's some type of spirit of deception that is running crazy through the Democratic Party that is causing them to believe in these lies and endorse these lies as if they were truth. And I don't understand why so many people cannot see right through this. I mean, I guess I guess a lot of people have, as you've seen with the election, a lot of people can see right through it, but there's still a lot of people that fall for this lie. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. And once again, I don't even know why she felt like a need to reset the conversation, because clearly that was not said with any malicious intent. He's just speaking the truth. The majority of American families are uncomfortable with the idea of a boy competing against a girl. That's a very basic truth. It's one of those things. It is what it is. And for you to try to redefine that is insane. Quite literally. Let me know what y'all think. Get in my comments, like this video. I'm out, y'all.